week's a long time in football, and this time last Saturday we were probably not as bad as everybody said we were. Equally, we're definitely not as good as maybe people will say we are this evening.
Well, Danny, I mean, couldn't have gone much better than that, do you, could it?
No, I thought it was a good performance, particularly for his first half into a really strong headwind. I felt we controlled the game really well. Jonas's distribution was immaculate into such a strong wind. We were able to get into a really good place in the game, get the goal, which was pleasing. Probably should have been a bit more ruthless going into half time. Wasn't. Come out, started okay, and then lost our way maybe from 50 to 65. Just looked, don't know, a little bit anxious with a team that we've picked in the last two games. You pick four really attacking players, and you've got two young sixes behind them. You've got to stay on the front foot, and you've got to be really aggressive with your intent, because as soon as you're not, then it doesn't work for the personnel of players that we have. But credit to the subs, because I thought the subs come on and gave us a real impetus. Steve come on, got hold of it, linked it well, got a good goal. Life of a forward for Fraser. He'd worked his socks off for 73 minutes, and then normally what happens is you get one off your backside yourself for your hard work, but his strike partner come on and got that one. And for me, it was an assist for Fraser. I know he wasn't on the pitch, but worked so tirelessly for the team, and great cross from Harry Toffolo, good finish from Stevie, and that puts us in a good place in the game. And I think that probably it's hard for Charlton. They played Wednesday. It's always hard in a 3-game week, and when you're chasing the game and you're 2-0 down into a strong wind, it becomes tough. And we were able to take advantage of that and score a lovely third goal. Bacuna, fantastic play, great through ball, lovely finish from Karlan, and then the fourth goal was a pretty special one.
Lee Bowyer was in and said his diamond didn't really work and gave your fullbacks a lot of space down the side. Was that something you planned for? Did the players work that out themselves on the pitch?
Well, we weren't sure whether they were going to be a 3-5-2 or a diamond, but what we did know is that they were going to overload the middle with players and play two up top. So we knew whatever system that they used, that was the principles. And for us, it was about either trying to play through and find a mill in a 10, or try to play around and get our fullbacks on the overlap. But you have to be very careful against Charlton, because they're very good on the transitions. So you have to make sure you build a defence behind it. But certainly, I think first half, because they played at Zuma on the right side of their diamond, he's normally a number 10. We felt that maybe we could exploit that, and I thought Toffs and Karlan linked really well on that side of the pitch, and that was good. And Emil. I think what we did better is stayed calmer in the final third. I think in the last two games we've done that better. Make the extra pass sometimes, not force the play, and then you can build a really nice defence behind it. And then if you do lose it, you can counter press it and win it back. And actually, Karlan's goal is him winning it back off of Oshalaja, the first goal. So that was good. And credit to the players for that.
Just on the fullbacks, especially defence entry, you seem to be. I mean, not just go forward at the back as well, just non-stop.
Yeah, he's made outstanding progress. Obviously, this time last year he was playing in League Two, and for him now to not just be living in the Championship but doing well in the Championship is credit to him, because you would not meet a more humble boy than him. He's a lovely, lovely kid. He's still only a baby himself. He's got 2 kids, but he's so mature for his years, and always looking to add and improve to his game. And the great thing with Toffs is he does well. He never gets ahead of himself. And I was pleased with the team really in that respect, because a week's a long time in football, and this time last Saturday we were probably not as bad as everybody said we were. Equally, we're definitely not as good as maybe people will say we are this evening. So for us, it's just to stay really level-headed, focused. I think what we have done is built a foundation with the last 2 performances, maybe set a benchmark. And what we now need to do is try to build on that and have a really positive, strong end to the season, because what we're all desperate to try to do is finish the season in a positive way and give our Huddersfield Town supporters some hope. Yeah, it's been a good week. Two good wins. 10 points out of the month, which is a good month for us. And it's a step in the right direction, but that's all it is. We know how tight it is at the bottom. We also know how quickly football can turn around. Like I said, this time last Saturday, we would have been getting criticised. So we're respectful of all of that, and we've always lived by the mantra of the better you do, the harder you work. So we expect to come in Monday morning, work really hard, and look to devise a game plan to go to Elland Road and play against Leeds United. We know how important the game is for the football club and our wonderful supporters, and we're really determined to put a good performance on against what I believe are the best team in this division.
We spoke about Karlan Grant a lot this season, but how good was he today? And he deserved his goal.
Yeah, he was excellent. The thing with Karlan is he'd obviously come off the back of an injury. Had to rush him back Saturday because of Fraser's illness, but he always finishes games. He's always able to play 90 minutes, and credit to him because he's got a real appetite and a hunger to do that. And not all of your attacking players can do that physically or mentally, but he can, and he gets his reward today, which was really pleasing in the 88th minute, because all of his endeavour and all of his hard work and the fact that he kept himself out there even though his calves were screaming meant that he got that. What was a really good goal as well. I liked our third goal. Good goal. I think our supporters think he is. Is that it? I think. Oh, go on. What have you got for me?
What's it like to manage?
Oh, that is definitely a no comment. What is it like as a manager when you're under pressure? Tough. You know that you carry a lot of people's expectations on your shoulders. You don't have control over everything. So it's not always easy. You can only control some things and not everything. But I think what you have to try to do is always believe in your processes. And for us, we always believe in our work ethic. We always believe in our skill set. We believe in the methods. And even when things are not going well for us, we try to stay really process orientated. Stay really to the way we work, and we know that if we do that over time, then the results will turn. Maybe the pressure will release a little bit. But when you're a football manager, you kind of live with it 365 days a year. It's like it's always there. If it's not there, it's there, and it's this is just how it is. But I like pressure. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have it. It kind of drives me. I think I'm not sure I could get up without it. So no, I enjoy it, and I love football. So it's only work if you perceive it to be work. And I look at all of these people and I can remember my dad saying from a really young age, make sure you work hard at school so that you can do a job that you enjoy and that you love. And he almost forced me single-handedly to go to university when maybe I wanted to go and do something different. But he knew that if he did that, it would allow me to do something that I enjoyed. And I look at a lot of people, and it must be horrible for people that have to get up and go to do a job that they don't enjoy. So keep working at school. Make sure you get your qualifications, and then you can come back and you can be a journalist. And it's really easy because all you have to do is sit on your computer, drink tea or coffee, and you've always got hindsight on your side. So you've always got hindsight, so you can always tell people how to do it.
Danny, on the back of that excellent question that you posed, do you think you're beginning to get there in this job? You've been here since early September. That's your first back-to-back win since November the 2nd. It's been a bit up and down. Do you think you're beginning to get there in terms of what you're doing?
Yeah, we're making small steps, definitely in the right direction. We've definitely improved the culture within the club and within the changing room. We've got a group of boys that are more together now and more aligned. We worked really hard to find a style. We went 8 unbeaten in sort of the November period. Then we got some injuries, and unfortunately we didn't have to tweak what we were doing and change personnel, change our style. That hurt us and maybe lost our identity off of the back of that early December. struggled through to January really, and then now we've just started to get the group together. And obviously, when you're trying to build a team mid-season, it's not easy, especially in the Championship, because you don't have much time. You can't even get on the grass, and it doesn't matter. Players are ultimately kinesthetic learners; they learn by doing. So, it doesn't matter how many times you sit them in front of a video or you do work in a meeting, they learn by doing, and they've got to feel it. So yeah, to be able to get the time on the grass has been important, and we are making steps in the right direction. But we know football, and we know how brutal it can be, and like I said, we're certainly not going to get ahead of ourselves. But what we're going to try to do, the foundations that we have built, we're going to try to build and grow the team, and for us, try to give Huddersfield Town supporters a bit of hope. Everyone needs a bit of hope.